story behind everything that she's been able to accomplish up to now. So, Virginia, I want you to get ready. I want you to get ready. I want you to make plans. I'm sure you guys heard me today on 1350 WGPL promoting the conference. Dr. Chyna Bethley will be in the building. Virginia, I highly encourage you that if you have a desire for more, sometimes we hear about events, we hear about, opportunities. Oh, it's going to be another one of those things. Bruh, sis, this is not another one of those things. I've had an opportunity to work very closely with Dr. Chyna, and every time that we've had an opportunity to work together, she's always come and changed the trajectory of the way people even think. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and bring up my mentor, Dr. Chyna Bethley. She wanted to have an opportunity just to say hi to everybody, to let everybody know that if you did not think she was coming, oh, she is going to be here in the city of Virginia Beach, Virginia. Dr. Chyna, on behalf of myself, Angela, Drip Nation investors, thank you so much for being our coach, our wealth mentor. Those times we have those boardroom talks, I be like, my God, Dr. Chyna is bringing the heat. I mean, she's really bringing the heat. But you know what? I appreciate your leadership. Because of your leadership, me and Angela are being stretched in ways we never thought we would be stretched. So, Dr. Chyna, let everybody know when you're coming into town, into Virginia, what they can expect. Because I kind of feel in my spirit that it's going to be a major movement. This is not another event. This is a movement. So, Dr. Chyna, take it away.
Awesome. Well, first of all, Pastor Carl, First Lady Angela, I'm so excited to be working alongside you guys. You guys have been absolutely just amazing. True breath of fresh air, very consistent and diligent, especially about the Virginia area. And I think that says a lot, especially because what we have our hands on is a global movement, but you're so passionate about making a difference right there in your own backyard. I think that people really need to pay attention to what's happening right now, how everyday people are saying yes to an opportunity that's literally changing the trajectory of their life. So I just want to say thank you to you and your beautiful wife for all that you do, your commitment, your consistency, your focus, your dedication for your family, and to see change in your own, family, as well as in your own community. That really does say a lot about your character and who you are. You've been consistent with putting on events back to back, bringing millionaires and multimillionaires into the market and giving people access to sit, front row to glean and listen and learn strategies, ideas, and techniques of how they too can make a financial difference in their own home and their own finances. And so I just want to really tip my hats off to you. From my husband and I, we're extremely excited to be working alongside you guys and looking forward to impacting even more communities, and looking forward to also having a lot of fun seeing some of you guys and helping you to level up in your business and your brain, all that you're doing. So I'm excited, Pastor Carl.
Absolutely. Dr. Chyna, I know that you're going to be touring in Virginia on the 23rd. Then you're going to also be in the DC area on the 27th of July with Mr. Ardell. You're going to be there. I believe it's the 27th, but you're going to be.
It's the 29th, that Monday.
29th. Monday the 29th.
One of the leaders that's out there, Ardell, many of the key leaders that are in the DMV market. So we will definitely be there that Monday as well. Yes.
Okay. Yes. So, guys, I want you guys to know that on the 23rd of July, 2019, guys, listen, people literally are blowing up my inbox. Now, most of the times when we have had events in the past, and I took some great coaching from Dr. Chyna. She said, Carl, let's make the event free.
Yeah.
Let's let people come out, because sometimes we just need to know that we can come and just be a fly on the wall. So
Sure.
we normally, and to be honest, with the level of caliber of information that you're going to get, the level of leadership, and you guys got to see value that you're going to receive. Dr. Chyna, as humble as she is, she has a heart to really help everybody. Sometimes I hear on leadership calls and I'm like, oh my God, they're asking the same question, but she's so patient. She's so patient to really see people win. So on Tuesday, July 23rd, 2019, I want to help prepare your mind. I want to prepare the way that you think, because based on the way that you think will determine your level of receptivity with what our speaker is going to be sharing. She's going to be teaching us strategies of the uber wealthy. She's going to be teaching us how the banking system has been literally taking our money and making money off of it for years. She's going to show us how to create passive residual income, guys, and you get to come for free. So, Dr. Chyna, I want you to kind of share with them the mindset that they will probably need to have, because as great of a movement as this is going to be, what can they expect and what should their mindset be as they're making plans? You know, I have people taking off of work. I have people driving 50, 60 miles to come to this event. So, because I know who you are and what you're going to share. So, go ahead.
Yeah, I believe that we're in a time as we embark upon a brand new decade. It's not just a new year that's coming in 2020. We're going into a brand new decade. I believe that more people are starting to just kind of observe their life and where they are financially, how things are changing so rapidly, and know that they need to do something. I think that's important. A lot of people know that they need to do something differently. A lot of people know that things are changing rapidly, but many people don't know what they need to do, what direction they need to go into, how accessible is doing something different. Because sometimes doing something different can be very scary because it's new, but the reality is it's more scary to go into a new world, because that's what we're going into. That's really what we live in right now, is completely different from the way it was when I was being, brought up. And even the way I raised my first daughter, I got two more smaller children. And it's completely, the shift has happened so rapidly. And so sometimes it can be scary thinking about the new, but I think it's more scary to be stuck. I think it's scarier for you to be in a space where you not thriving like you want to thrive, or feeling like you can't get ahead the way you know you should be getting ahead, watching technology and innovation move rapidly around you and not really knowing how you could benefit from it. And so I believe that the type of mindset that you need to have is, for number one, an open mindset to say, you know what, I've taken myself as far as I can take myself. It's okay to have a coach or a mentor. It's okay to glean from others who are maybe in a position in a particular area that I want to be. Maybe not in every area. Maybe you've gotten it down pat in some areas, but maybe when it comes down to business or finances, or maybe you just want more. You want to glean from someone who's already has the results that you want, or who has access to certain systems that will allow you to participate in them while you're currently doing what you're doing. So, Pastor Carl, to answer that question, I believe the type of mindset that you have to have is, for number one, an open mindset, but the type of appetite that you need to have is one that is hungry. Like, you need to be hungry for change, hungry for success, hungry for elevation, hungry for overflow. Because if you're content, then I think sometimes in your contentment, that's where the excuses come from. That's where you'll start saying, maybe you're, 10, 20 miles away from the venue, but you'll make an excuse, yet you got somebody that's willing to travel 50, 60 miles, 100 miles to drive into town, because their appetite is just different from what yours is. So when you're content, whether it's a good contentment or not, some people are content in lack, unfortunately. They're content.
Wow. Oh,
They're
man, you said something right there.
Yeah,
Wow.
you don't just have to have an open mindset, which is very important, but you also have to have an appetite of hunger, where you're literally going through starvation. You see, when I got involved in this industry, I was past hungry. See, once you're hungry, when you're hungry, you can eat something and be good for a little while. I was starving. I knew I needed
Eating
to eat
everything.
Yes, no. The reality was, I knew that my life depended on the decisions that I knew that my life depended on the decisions that I was making. And if I would have made the same decisions that would have given me the same results, then it would have been no reason for me to expect anything differently, right? So I needed to make different decisions that kind of made me uncomfortable, decisions that sometimes were inconvenient, decisions sometimes that I was a little bit afraid to make. Those are the indicators that are saying you're going in the right direction. I'm uncomfortable. You're going in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? This is not familiar to me. Well, you know what's familiar to you. Most people are familiar doing things that they don't like doing, but it's familiar to them, so they feel safe. And so, once again, an open mind, but an appetite of hunger, that you're willing to do whatever it takes to go from where you are to ultimately where you need to be.
Mm. You said something very powerful. What do you think would hinder a person from being open-minded? Because I've met a lot of people, they say, well, Carl, I make this XYZ per year with my 9 to 5, like you said, very comfortable, very complacent, very nice person, but just what do you think has happened with our system that kind of desensitizes us from wanting more? Because some people may be doing okay according to them,
Sure.
but I know yourself, already had made your first $1 million before 30,
Yeah.
and you're still hungry. Like you
Oh,
still want more, but sometimes when you meet people and they make statements like, well, I make 100 grand a year. It's like, my coach is a millionaire, Dr. Chyna Bethley, and she's still hungry. Like it's just, and I hope I'm not getting around from the question, but my question is, what do you think causes people to be okay? You said comfortable with
yeah.
lack.
Well, I think first of all, we have to say this: 100,000 today is not the same as it was maybe 10, 20 years ago.
Talk about that, Dr.
100,000
Chyna. Yes.
10, 20 years ago could afford you a lot more of a quality of lifestyle than what it can today. I mean, we have inflation at about 11% a year for number one. So your money not going as far. You can go into a grocery store and make a purchase for something that maybe the price seems similar, but you're getting so much less in quality, right? So much less even in quantity. So, $100,000 a year scares me. Like that, I would be depressed.
Of
But
course
that
yeah.
I get it. There's levels to this, and success is relative. But at the end of the day, one of the things that I think prevents people from being open is limiting beliefs. I think also antiquated systems. So when you went to school to get the degree maybe that you needed to get into a position to make that kind of money, that was a good thing. But now it's 2020, and you got kids on YouTube. We're going into 2020. You got kids on YouTube that are already making $22 million off of just having fun and playing with toys.
Right.
And so that there's a leverage opportunity that if people don't leverage that middle class that really did things the quote unquote right way 20 years ago are going to be the people that are going to have to figure it out, because you got classes here, right? So you got the lower class that usually depend on the government for everything, like maybe for food, for housing, for transportation, for everything, right? You got the lower class, once again, that they have resources that the government is kind of covering them for the most part, right? Then you got
Mm-hmm.
the upper class that can fend for themselves, that can cover whatever it is. Inflation could go up as it goes up 11% a year and they'll still be good. But you got the majority of people that are living in the middle class. They technically did things the quote unquote right way, but their refrigerators are empty. They're living
Wow.
paycheck to paycheck for, if they miss a check, this is what you have to ask yourself for the listeners that are out there. If you miss a check or a month of income, with your main source of income, would you be okay, or would it put you in a position where you could potentially be evicted from your home or out on the streets, or not really knowing where the meal is going to come from? So I think that, just having a roof over your head and food on your table cannot be the goal. That cannot be enough. And I think what happens because of limiting beliefs, we were taught that money don't grow on trees, which is a lie, right? Because money is paper, and paper comes from wood, and wood is from the trees. So, let's just,
Exactly.
yeah, so money grows. So we have these limiting beliefs that unfortunately we grew up in, and it's become a culture, and we've adopted it. And if you haven't done anything intentional to break that paradigm, then most people still speak the same way. Most people still speak death. My back is killing me is something that they would say. God rebuke that. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying those were words that I would hear growing up when people would say that. Poor little babies. Like, we would speak this over our children. And so I think
Mm.
that these cultures and these traditions that we picked up on is something that we have to become, for number one, aware of that it's a problem, and then begin to move to change it, because those little bitty tweaks, right, begin to confirm those beliefs that you have in your mind. And so I believe some people are saying it don't take all that. Some people are saying, I don't need $1 million. And I think those people who are maybe feeling like I don't need to be a millionaire, which is fine, we don't all have the same goals. I believe that those people are sometimes very selfish. Why do I say that? Because I believe, for me, that God has called us to higher and greater. And higher
Yes.
and greater than just paying our bills, higher and greater than what we're responsible for within our family dynamic or even in our community dynamic. Some people want to do more than just pay their bills. They want to go out and impact. They want to impact nations. They want to open up an orphanage. They want to be able to feed the hungry. Well, how can you feed the hungry when you're hungry? How can you feed the needy when you're needy? God wants you to give out of your overflow, right? And so I believe that we have to be open and then aggressive. And so with that being said, if you're not seeking for change, right? The limiting beliefs, your association, the people you're connected to, the people that are around you can really make you very content in that, because what you're doing too much. So as soon as you got a big idea, as soon as you got a business that you want to start, as soon as you got something amazing you want to do, then here come the people that you're familiar with saying, they start trying to minimize it. No, you should say, girl, why would you leave your job? Or, man, why would you do this? Man. So you got to be mindful of the environments that you're in to cultivate the vision and the dream that you have, because the reality is, scientifically, our minds, the way they're created and the way they're wired, unless you constantly give it an upgrade, right? Unless you constantly, download the appropriate program, just like our phone, right? Just imagine how outdated our phones can be because there's new operating systems that's constantly coming out. Can you imagine still using a Nokia, and is that the Nokia phone in 2020? People are not using Nokia flip phones in 2020, but some people haven't updated their programming system in their mind, and they're still operating in 1990, and we're about to go into a brand new decade, which means they're still thinking the same, they're still speaking the same, and they still have the same environment, and so they're totally antiquated in their mind. And the thing about it is that the way our brains are wired is it wants to protect us and keep us safe, and success is scary. Success requires risk. So a lot of times, right when you're about to take that next step, right when you're about to make that next move, your brain tells you, whoa, go to safety. Wait a minute, because it's used to familiar, it's used to norm. So when these things happen and you get what you call cold feet, or you're about to make a decision, a business decision, some people over exaggerate something that's so simple. Let me give you an example, Pastor Carl, and then I'll let you ask another question. The minimum requirement to have access to our level of community with the mentorship, the coaching that you get in this community is really priceless. Here's the reality. I'm a business coach and a brand coach. Spend an hour with me, you have to be in position and you have to be prepared. Yet when you become a member of this community, you get that every single day.
Right. Yeah.
So to think that a couple of $100 that is going to take to join this community is a lot of money is really a lie. And not only is it a lie, it is you just kind of doing that cold feet thing to look for any excuse to go to safety, which is usually familiar, which is usually something that you're not really happy with, but you've become comfortable with. And so what happens is you take a little $200-300 investment. Now you done went bought bundles. You done went got nails and feet done. You done went out and spent the money on eating or whatever you're doing for extracurricular activities, right? But now that it's time for you to make an investment into you, something that could change the trajectory of your entire family and your dynastic wealth, you literally said $200-300 was expensive. So there has to be some paradigm shift that's taking place, because that's the same person that just this weekend went spent $200-300 on something that has no value, has no meaning, but you've become comfortable with that type of behavior. So I think, once again, Pastor Carl, it does require the open-mindedness, the hunger. It does require to understand that there are limiting beliefs that hold people back a lot of times, and then a lot of people, they need co-signers. They need somebody to give them permission. So they say, well, I got to ask my wife or my husband. Listen, I've been married for 18 years this year. So I'm not telling nobody nothing. I'm going to tell you for real. If you didn't have to ask your wife or your husband to spend the money you spent over the weekend, why do you feel that it's necessary? If that's the case. Now, if you ask your wife or your husband for permission to go and have a good time this weekend and spend the same amount of money you spent, then I respect that, because maybe y'all have an arrangement within y'all union where if you spend more than a certain amount of money, then because listen, yes, it's a big decision to make, but when you look at the price, if you can spend $200-300 out to have fun and do nothing that brings no value to your family, then when you tell me you got to ask your spouse about spending $200-300 to better the family, to invest into the family, to bring value to the family, to be an asset to the family, I have a hard time in believing you.
You know what? You know what I believe in my heart, Dr. Chyna. When you first got into the industry and when you were approached with an opportunity and given a decision to make to get started in your wealth building journey, I'm sure those limiting beliefs came, but some kind of way you found a way to overcome. And that's what I love about your story. Granted, you are a millionaire, very, very humble. You don't flaunt it. You want others to experience it. What would you say to the person that says, I really want to come to the conference on the 23rd of July, but I need to get my thinking right? What would you say to them?
Yeah, just make a decision. Just make a decision. What I know is I totally get it, and you're absolutely right. I was in a conference similar to the one you guys are going to be in on the 23rd. But number one, I thank God I went, because I literally almost talked myself out of even going. Why? Because I wanted to predict what was going to happen. I wanted to assume what was going to take place. And as broke as I was, as frustrated as I was,
Wow.
yeah, because sometimes we with our little broke, in that time when you're going through stuff, we are very interesting on how much we know. Yet we didn't, at the time, I didn't have a dime. And so I came up with these ideas in my mind as to what it was going to be, right? And so I almost talked myself out of going. I thank God for the persistence of the young lady who saw something in me more than I even saw in myself in the moment. And so finally I decided that I was going to go to the event, but guess what I did? I also decided that I wasn't going to buy nothing. I was going to leave my purse in the car. I wasn't going to spend nothing because I wasn't going to be got, which I did not realize that I was already being got, because that's why I was in the position I was in, right? But in my mind, I told myself, I'm going to leave, they ain't about to get none from me, right? Not realizing that it was something that I needed, that they was giving to me, right? They wasn't getting anything from me. They were giving an opportunity to me. So nevertheless, I did go in, and I listened, and I was in the back of the room. I came in with limiting beliefs. I came in thinking the way most people think, because nobody had helped me to shift my paradigm to be open like I needed to be. But I was open in heart. My mind was a little closed, but my heart was open. See, there is a difference. Your mind is closed sometimes because of the logical thinking and the experiences that you've had in the past, but my heart was open because I desired something so much more than what I was experiencing. My heart was open because I was crying out to God for change in my life. My heart was open because I knew I had so many gifts and skills that was on the inside of me, and I deserved more. My heart was open even when my mind was closed. And so because I went in there with a closed mind but an open heart, I was able to be pricked and penetrated with things that
Wow.
did not resonate to my logic, because I was still fighting in my mind, but it resonated with my spirit. And because it resonated with my spirit, I began to desire, just pray that, Lord, let this be real, right? And I did do what most people do, right? I heard the information. I was excited. I was leaping. If I had the money in my pocket, hubby would have never knew the decision that was about to get made, because I know I didn't spend $200-300 before. If I had the money in my pocket, the money was going to be spent. But because I didn't, I went home so he and I could put our head together to find out how I was going to come up with the money. And so I went home to him, and I said, baby, oh, babe. And I went to tell him, and I was all excited. And I tried to do what I heard. We do this sometimes. And I said, they said it like this, and he did it like that. But obviously I did a horrible job at regurgitating what I heard. I just heard it one time. There's no way I can go back and present to him what I heard. And I remember, because we were in so much lack, that's what it was. You got to be honest where you are in your situation. We were in so much lack. We were in an apartment in Atlanta, and that was very new for us, just to even be in that space. We were used to so much more space, and we found ourselves as grown adults in this apartment, having to downsize a few times. Though we had just come from Hurricane Katrina, but we were going in the wrong direction, right? And so we were frustrated. Bills were due. I remember specifically the light bill was due, and I didn't have the money to sign up. And so I went to him hoping that we could see it together and find a way to come up with this money to get into the business. And he just shut it down. He couldn't think past the current situation. He couldn't think past the light bill needs to be paid as a man. If we don't pay this light bill, then the lights are going to be off. And as a man, my family's going to, like, he's only thinking about pulling in money, not spending money, investing or anything. And so in that moment, I can remember literally just the air deflating from my balloon because I was on a high, feeling like it was really it, feeling like it was it in my spirit. And I remember almost giving up, but I had enough wisdom to go to God, to go before the king and say, oh God, if this is real, I need for you to give me a sign. And see, I don't know who I'm talking to or what your relationship or what your beliefs even are, but I can just tell you what my story is. What I know is that when you have a relationship, a real, true, authentic relationship, especially with God, I don't have to wait a week for an answer. Now, I might come up with something because of a limiting, many times people come up with things because of their limiting belief and they want to blame it on God or they want to blame it on someone. And that ain't what it is. You just trying to figure it out in your mind and you can't trust in your heart that you need to leap and trust. And so in that time, I was wise enough to go to God and I said, God, I just need to know that this is real. And he spoke to me immediately. He spoke to me immediately. I said, I need a sign. And he told me that I had the money. And I laughed and I knew that my husband didn't tell me we had the money because we didn't. I knew that I didn't say we had the money because I knew we didn't. And God said to me that I had the money. And I chuckled, I promise you. I literally laughed because I knew I didn't have the money. And my situation was really unique because I had gotten to a place where, and I don't know who I'm talking to, I'm going to get real for a moment. I had gotten to a place where I had become accustomed to making arrangements on bills because we could not pay the full amount. Now, I don't know if anybody had to go through those things, but they used to call them a partial payment, right? So I remember promising to pay this partial payment, but for some reason, something came up. I couldn't pay the partial payment. So then because I messed up on the promise to pay, they said that I had to pay the whole amount, which I didn't have. But I had partial of the amount. I got to get my charger. I had partial of the amount. And it was just enough to get into the business. And when God said that I had the money and I laughed, he also said to me, you just think it's for the electric company. And that was my beginning.
Wow.
A $100 investment that led me to my first million. That 1 year, but it started with a yes first. Before I thought about the money, I told the girl yes and give me 3 days. I said, I'm going to do it. I'm a grown woman. I'm going to find this money in 3 days. See, you got to be committed like that for your future. Every bill was already due. We was already in lack, but I knew paying the bill wasn't an investment. I knew paying that bill wasn't going to get me ahead. I knew that bills were always going to be there, and I needed to put myself in a position by the grace of God to be able to have more coming in. And so I leveraged that opportunity. I sacrificed with the limiting beliefs that I had without the support of my husband. I jumped in. He didn't know it until a couple of weeks later when the check came in the mail. So when you do make those kind of decisions, you better be bold enough to work on it and go make it happen.
Wow. That is a powerful story. Guys, I want you to go ahead and do this real quick. Everybody on this live, I know in my heart, are excited about this event on Tuesday, July 23rd, in the city of Virginia Beach, Virginia. I want you to go ahead and text your name. For example, you would text your name, John, and you would text the words "Win with Chyna," all right, to 757-632-7002. Text your name so that we can go ahead and secure your ticket for the Millionaires Conference, Tuesday, July 23rd, 2019 at 6 p.m. Guys, tickets have been going like wildfire. We're actually almost completely out of tickets. We wanted to come on to do this live interview with Dr. Chyna because I really wanted you guys to really hear the heart of our guest speaker. Because sometimes if you don't really know the story behind an individual coming, you won't know the value. So guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Dr. Chyna, thank you for your incredible leadership and just keeping it 100 with us. So guys, go ahead and text your name and the words "Win with Chyna." Go ahead and secure your ticket. Like she stated, don't allow limiting beliefs. I want to encourage each and every one of you to attend the Millionaires Conference. All you will need to do is text your name. If you're in the Virginia area, DC area, or surrounding cities, and you would like to secure your ticket, text your name and the words "Win with Chyna" to 757 632-7002 to get your tickets for the Millionaires Conference. Dr. Chyna, again, on behalf of Drip Nation investors, myself, Angela, myself, Carl, and Angela Wilkins, we appreciate you, and we cannot wait. We got tickets right here. We've been canvassing the communities and really just trying to get the word out there, because I believe everybody that attends this meeting, your life is going to be transformed, not because of a personality, but because this is a God movement. All right. Tuesday, July 23rd, 2019. If you desire to attend the Millionaires Conference, Tuesday, July 23rd, 2019 at 6 p.m. in the city of Virginia Beach, text your name and the words "Win with Chyna" to 757-632-7002. Dr. Chyna, again, thank you so much for taking out time. I know that you're always headed to the next event and you're always looking to serve change. So, guys, again, we have Dr. Chyna Bethley. She will be our guest speaker. Dr. Chyna, do you have any closing remarks?
It's a free event, guys. Free. And I don't know that it's going to be another free event, but Pastor Carl and First Lady Angela and the leadership inside of that market, phenomenal leadership team, is making this a community event for you to come out to. Not only do we want you to show up, we're looking for ambassadors that see what's happening, that want to make global impact, that want to make impact just right there in the community, to also spread the word and get it out. One of the ways that you can do that is share this video right now. Share this video on your feed. Let them know as you share the video that you're going and that you want to invite the people to come out, because you're ready for 2020 to be a year of straight up domination, when you dominate 2020. So not only do I want to make sure you secure your ticket and go and type in those the numbers and put "Win with Chyna" in there, but I also want you to share this video on your social media and begin to talk about it and to get excited about it. Begin to get excited about doing this so that you can level up with the ones that you love and the ones that you know and the ones that perhaps you even grew up with. So that's it for me, Pastor Carl. I'm excited about it, looking forward to it, and have a very rich day. God bless you guys.
Listen, I can't wait. We're going to get some good crab legs. We're going to have a good time. I know what you like to eat, Dr. Chyna.
That's right.
All right, guys. Again, like she stated, please share this video. Guys, we love each and every one of you. There is absolutely positively nothing that you can do about it. We will see you at the Millionaires Conference Tuesday, July 23rd. It is going down. I'm telling you, people's lives are going to be changed. Some of you all are going to come in here thinking one way, and by the power of God, using the woman of God to express wealth strategies to take you to the next level. Your life will never be the same. Get your tickets. Get your tickets. Text "Win with Chyna" to 757-632-7002. Take care. God bless you.
Bye, guys.
Let's go. Hey. See you guys Tuesday, July 23rd, 2019 at the Millionaires Conference. Text your name to "Win with Chyna" to 757-632-7002 to get your tickets